So 4 days before the next big vote, that's in the primary in South Carolina for Republicans. Democrats will caucus the same day in Nevada. And look what's back here. The billboard's back for another year, 2016. And just looking at South Carolina and now specifically for the Republicans, we can get to Nevada tomorrow. But I just want to focus right now in South Carolina, kind of what moves down there and what the conventional wisdom would tell you based on previous elections. You can divide the state in three areas. You can go upstate here, and people like Newt Gingrich has been very successful in places like Greenville, South Carolina, Spartanburg, and to the same degree in 2008, you know, Huckabee just ran the board here in these counties in upstate. And then down here along the coast here, you get a lot of military votes down in Charleston and Beaufort, etc. One guy who knows this state very well is Newt Gingrich, former Speaker of the House, Fox News contributor. We have the Signal announcer, and thank you for your time today. You won this state in 2012, so you know it as well as anybody. In a typical year, I think you could probably outline what? You take upstate, probably take the Midlands here, like Columbia, you know, Lexington County, right, and down here along the coast. But I don't know if this is the same year, if the same rules apply to the state of South Carolina. As you see it now, size it up.
Well, I mean, you just had the key word. If this were a typical year, but if this were a typical year, you wouldn't have, you know, Trump in the lead by the size of his current margin. If this was a typical year, you'd be in a totally different environment. I think we're really seeing, and you see it in both parties, with Sanders and with Trump, a tremendous rebellion by millions and millions of Americans who are really fed up with Washington. They're fed up almost as though if you have experience, you're discounted automatically because you're part of the group that didn't solve it. And I think that's caused a level of turmoil in both parties that's very surprising. And this Saturday, you may see that turmoil both in South Carolina and in Nevada. But I can tell you that South Carolina is also a state that's had a very large influx of retirees down along the coast. People like John Kasich are doing better than they would have 20 years ago because they're very, and if you go to Sun City, you go to Beaufort, you go to Myrtle Beach, there's a very substantial number of people moved out of places like Pennsylvania and Ohio who are comfortable with a candidate like Kasich. At the same time, Ted Cruz has done very, very well at networking the evangelical vote, which particularly in the upper part of the state is a very, very important vote.
Yeah, let me just say, I think your point's well taken about folks in the Midwest moving down to South Carolina. I think you make the same argument for folks from the Northeast moving down to South Carolina as well. I mean, I-95 goes there for a reason and goes past it. Right. Fundamentally thinking, we talk about evangelicals, right? I mean, you don't disagree with what I was saying, right? Up here, Greenville, Spartanburg, you know, this northern half of the state, where Huckabee scored so well. Right? I mean, conventional wisdom says that's right, correct?
Oh, no, you're exactly right. When you look at how the state breaks down, you get your most religiously motivated and strongest fundamentalist beliefs across the northern part of the state, the upcountry. Then you have around Columbia sort of a business orientation, but still solidly conservative. And then you get into very heavy military retirees, veterans, and others below that.
One county we're looking at very closely is Horry County. You've been there, right? Myrtle Beach?
I sure have.
And this is a place where a lot of, you know, Cruz and Trump made a beeline there out of New Hampshire. And my friend Chris Darwalt says keep an eye here on Horry County up in the Northeast, right along the border of North Carolina. What is it about the voter in this county that makes Saturday so critical?
Well, first of all, it's a very big county, which has grown very, very dramatically. I think they may have more golf courses per 1,000 people than any other place in the country. They have drawn huge numbers of retirees in, as well as people who are in the tourism business. And so Myrtle Beach has become a real center of activity and a place where you want to carry if you can, because it gives you such a huge base of votes. That was not true 25 years ago. And I think that somebody like Trump, somebody like Kasich fits better in that area than they might fit up around Greenville, although the truth is, in Trump's case, he is doing very well across virtually every element of the Republican Party.
He swept every county in New Hampshire. I have a minute left, sir, and I really want to squeeze in this question. 4 years ago, why did you win South Carolina, and what do you think is fundamentally different 4 years later about that state, or perhaps a reflection on the country? Go, 30 seconds.
Well, I think, first of all, we went in very early with Adam Waldeck and with Vince Haley. We built a ground organization all across the state of people who wanted a solid conservative and an articulate conservative. I think then we won the debates very decisively, and that really brought us a large number of people who were very committed to us. Excuse me. But the fact is that it was the debates were the final piece. We were competitive with Romney until the debates, and the debates decisively pulled us away.
Wow,
so that we won a pretty surprising victory.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Appreciate you coming on today. And we'll speak again. You bet. Newt Gingrich there in Washington. Thanks.